Hello.
Hi.
Here we are again.
Here we are. And
I
it's a
like that we
lovely
both
day.
we both start with a little giggle often, don't we? Just so silly to be here. So it's
It's
my
always
it's
a
my
joy.
turn to present a word to you. And
Okay, I'm
my
ready.
word is busyness.
Mm, mm. Busyness. Yeah, well, the first thing that comes up is, a thought about how um, actually what comes up is how life has been lately and how it was before, because I actually see it differently now. Like truly in even just the last month or so has changed. Busyness was all I knew. I remember my one of my sisters saying, Michaela, you're like breathless, like slow down. And I heard that. I didn't slow down, but I heard it. um, it was really, yeah, I'm kind of, just because this is kind of new, the last few weeks I've had a lot going on. And what was curious to me is that I didn't feel, I had a lot of things to do, but I didn't have that busyness, because where I realized that the busyness was happening, it didn't matter how many things I had to do in the office, on calls, or in my personal life at home. It didn't matter. The busyness that I was experiencing that had me feeling breathless, and other people seeing that you're always so busy, I never know when to call you, that kind of thing. My busyness was all in my head. It was about all the things that I thought were to do. And a lot of things I wasn't even doing them because I was so busy here. I was just fluffing about and moving furniture around. The room kept looking the same. It's like, what the heck? I'm not getting anything done. Nothing's looking different. What's going on? So something shifted. And I think it was that. It was just that, oh, I'm not thinking so much about the things that are before me to do. I'm just doing more of them. So rather than think about this, I've been working on my website. It's like 99% done. And for years, like years, I've come to this project. And I just, like, truly, I haven't even articulated this until this moment. It was all thought. All I thought was, oh, well, I can't say that. Well, I shouldn't. And then what do the gurus say? And I have to, like, and I can see that I was looking at that with my family, with things I need doing around the house, with when someone invites me onto their podcast or something, then there was that. And it's just like, wow, there's a lot of that thinking in a lot of those places has already dropped, but I didn't even notice it. And the website, that was a big one. I had lots of thinking about that. So I'm just kind of seeing this busyness is there's always things to do. And when I just follow what needs to happen or what's next to do, that kind of makes sense. It's just happening so much more easier without this, all the thinking about it, about how it should be, or how, you know, what's next? Like, oh my God, that then when I do this, then I have to do that and that and that. It's just like, what is right here? Anyway, that's what comes up first around busyness. There's more. I can feel that there's more for me to explore there, just to see. I was in a planning session, and I just had a realization this morning that over the past week, I have written about, I bet you there's about 100 ideas on a couple of pieces of full scrap of things to do a talk about. But it's like, what am I doing? Because I have ideas written like all over the place, truly all over my house. There's like, hey, this, or text to myself. And it's like, what am I doing here? Because I could actually just do it in the moment. Because a lot of them are just, it's just things that come up. So it's like I create, but like when I'm looking at all the papers on my desk, I am feeding my mind with more busyness rather than just doing the thing or not. Because the fresh in the moment, there's no thinking about it. When you're just responding to what's coming up to do, and you do it, and it may not be the right time, but it may be like, okay, I'm going to do it later. I decided I'm going to set some time aside every day where I can record stuff, so I don't have a list of 200 things to talk about and not. Yeah. Anyway, you go. What are you seeing, hearing? What do you see about busyness?
A lot of what you've just said really resonates. I still am a bit, I think busyness is still something that's a big part of who I appear to be. Not who I am, but who I appear to be. And it feels like it always has been. I don't ever remember not being busy, really. I mean, I started my first job when I was 14. I was brought up in a family where you were taught that you had to work hard. So being busy is kind of, it's got a lot of kudos, hasn't it? I think. Like, if I talk to another business owner, the first thing they ask me every time is, "Are you busy?" And I usually say, "Well, I'm trying not to be." Like, and they go, "Oh, that's because somehow busyness in the business owner's head is equated with money and success massively."
Yeah.
Are you busy? What they're asking really is, have you got enough clients? Have you got enough money? Have you got enough? And
Yeah.
my aim is to build a business where I'm not busy all the time. I expect there will be flurries of it and periods of it. But then as I'm saying that, Michaela, I'm just thinking, is that what I really want? Like, this is feeling suddenly very outside in that, when I'm not busy, I'll feel different or feel better, or it'll be a better life. And actually, right now, I quite like being engrossed in my business, busy doing things. Like, I would say I've been on a similar transition to you in that my head is nowhere near as busy as it used to be. That used to be a car crash. I mean, it was like, there's a road in this country, Michaela, called the M25, and it's a 4-lane motorway that literally circumnavigates the whole of London. So it's literally like the ring road that goes round London. And it is, if you listen to the Radio 2 traffic and travel news, you will find that at some point, some part of the M25 will be mentioned. It's a crazy, crazy road, a very busy road. And I would say my head used to be very like the M25 at rush hour, when it's peak and there's all these cars on the road. And it is much quieter. But I'm not very good at I'm not very good as yet at being not doing something. Like, I like to be doing, and I think that's human nature, really, to be just busy doing things, like creating, producing. And I think because I feel like that would have been a tendency of ours way back, ancestrally, because, well, you had to keep doing as a human being because otherwise you starve. You've got to get a roof over your head, you've got to make a fire, you've got to go find the next meal. And that involved, human beings being quite active and doing things. But I really do see what you're saying that about the distinction between having things that we're enjoying doing and being busy doing those things in the world, in the physical world, as against being busy thinking about them in our heads. And I remember somebody once said that the majority of entrepreneurs spend more time thinking about doing things than actually doing things. That's definitely how it seemed that I used to be. But I do
Yeah.
like being busy. Bruce, we have a motorhome, as you know, and we golf in the motorhome, and I talk about us chilling and stuff, and Bruce goes, "Yeah, really?" We'll be walking, or we'll be visiting a stately home, or we'll be doing something. It's very rare that I'm just like doing nothing. That's something that and you know what? I used to think that was a problem, and as I'm talking about it now, I'm just thinking, well, that's made up, isn't it? I look after myself. I rest when I need to rest. I'm not a lunatic, but I do like to be up to something in the world, you know.
Mhm.
So that's really like I'm just seeing something kind of new about that, really, about how this idea that I should spend some time in my chair just contemplating, sitting in silence in order to be a good spiritual person, a good grounded person. And now I'm thinking, nah, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. I just kind of do my life moment by moment, and that might mean that I do quite a lot. I was saying to you earlier, I've done four talks of various descriptions today, and I've absolutely loved today. I've been bouncing off the walls with energy. I've loved it. So, yeah, there is something different. I think
Yeah.
you're right between the busily doing things and creating, producing, and being busy up here. I definitely used to be much
Mhm.
more busy up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. There's also because I'm hearing, I can hear the energy, I can hear the tone in your voice and talking about all the lives that you've been doing today. And I think that's part of it too. When we might, I don't know, I'm exploring this as I'm saying it. We might see something as, oh, we got a busy day. If we're doing things, because there's times that there's things to do that may not be our favorite or most, the things that make us feel most alive, or we think that. And oh wow, okay, so I'm actually pulling something in from something I just heard recently. It was an insight I had about inspiration. We just spoke about this earlier.
Mm.
And it was that inspiration. I'm bringing the busyness and the inspiration together, because sometimes if we're doing a lot of things that we don't really want to do, it can feel busy. It can feel like, oh, there's so many things, and we just want to kind of get them done so we can get on with something, more delightful. So I'm just bringing this in because I think it's a good fit. That inspiration is there all the time. That it's not that it is something, there's something to do, and yeah, we may love to do it, and we might think that inspires me. But even, you know, picking up the dog poop in the yard could be an inspirational experience, because the inspiration actually doesn't come from the thing. It comes from within.
Mm.
So inspiration, it's not, we can do anything in our day. If we are inspired before any doing, we can bring that inspiration to whatever it is that we're doing. And it really takes the idea of the busyness kind of away. Because yeah, it's just something that you're just doing, and you're inspired to just do it. this is interesting because I always kind of thought too that inspiration is connected to a thing, that thing. And it was just, it was, sorry, because this is all very fresh. And I love that idea because, sorry, I'm getting off track now because I could go in another direction, but I won't. Maybe it could be a next podcast or another podcast for another day. So this idea of busyness, I really see that the experience of busyness, again, is just, it's going to be really busy if we're thinking it's really busy. But likely it's more an idea of there's a tangle of thoughts, busying up our mind.
I love the connection you've made there with inspiration, though. I kind of see that we're meant to be busy because we've got this, like you were saying, I've got so many ideas. I've written like 2 pages of ideas, but actually I've now got more ideas because there's more coming through me. And I think it's almost like as well when we are taking action and we're kind of, as a result, we're pointing ourselves in a particular direction. It's like, I think we spoke about this last time, then inspiration kind of goes, oh, we're on this journey, then I'm coming, I'm in, and here's all your stuff to help you on your way. And I think when we are doing a lot from this inspired place, more just keeps, like I'm full of ideas all the time. It never, there's always like, oh, what's the next little thing in it? And there's always something new coming through. And it all just feels very exciting rather than feeling like a problem, doing these 4 different speaking things today, that's almost a full day's work. And then I carried on and did other things as well. And it's all felt just lovely. It's not felt a problem. But I also love what you said there about how, cleaning up the dog poop can be, it's not the task, is it? It's how we relate to that task. And, that can feel inspired if you're kind of curious about why it doesn't feel nice. What's going on there? There's some thinking going on there if it doesn't feel nice, because actually cleaning up the backyard so that you've got a nice space to be in and it's clean and not covered in dog poop is, the result's going to be nice, isn't it? So there must be some thinking if it feels. And it's when we look at tasks like that then we feel busy. Oh, I've got to clean the dog poop from the front yard and the backyard, and then I've got this other rubbishy job. I mean, that'd be cheese grating for me, really. Obviously, we wash our hands before, after picking up the dog poop. I have a real thing about if there's cheese grating to be done, I'll do anything. I'll chop the onions rather than grate the cheese. I don't know why. So if I had like loads of cheese to grate, I would feel the weight of that big, oh no, I've got loads of cheese to grate. I would feel the heaviness of the cheese grating because something about me and cheese grating. Just find it. Anyway, I've had my nails done, Michaela, so there's no cheese grating for me because it won't.
There you go.
Ching. Definitely worth the investment in the nails so that I don't have to do the cheese grate. But isn't it funny how some silly little task like we have like a thick grater and a fine grater. If he says he wants the fine grater, I'm like, no, don't make me fine grate. Thick grating I can just about manage. But fine grating is pushing it, really is. But how ridiculous is that? But it's good we can laugh about it. But if it's just our relationship with the tasks, isn't it? It's not the tasks that are making us feel busy.
Yeah.
It's just how we're relating to them, really. So fun to see.
Sure is.
I feel like there could almost be a busyness part 2, don't you?
Yes.
Something on a similar vein.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe we can revisit it another time.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. Thanks, Michaela.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for listening in too.